Oh, you got that. Yeah, it's right.
Good evening and welcome to Let's Talk Shop with Russ. It's a few seconds behind us here. Matter of fact, this one hasn't even caught up yet, but we're here tonight. Oh, there it is. It's finally starting over there. So, not feeling the best, but I'm here. We had grandkids over last weekend, and we set up our. Somebody's got the echo in the background of me talking.
That was my bad.
So,
screen on.
Yeah, we had a lot of the grandkids over, and we had bought them like a swimming pool, bouncy house kind of little thing. I think we paid $300 or $400 for it, and but we can reuse it over and over. And some of the grandkids come over and they swam and played and bounced and jumped and. We got a small trampoline, not a full size one, but a small one, and we put it right next to the bouncy house pool, so they could step out of the pool onto the trampoline and bounce over there too. Some of them, and then I put it where this slide goes down for the swing set, they could slide down into the pool. So they played and played and played, and guess what? When they went home, they went to sleep, and they didn't give their parents any problems whatsoever. They crashed. They played their little hearts out. But anyway, to make a long story short, some of them had snotty noses, and guess what I got? I got a cold Monday, and it's went into a sinus infection. So this morning, my doctor's office was closed Thursday and Friday because of the hurricane, along with most businesses, or at least mom and pop businesses. They closed down definitely Thursday. But all the schools were closed Thursday and Friday around here. And so I couldn't go to the doctor. So this morning I woke up and I still didn't feel real good. And I said, I'm going to the walk-in clinic. So we have Watson Clinic down here, which is a kind of a well-known organization for doctors. People actually come from around the world to Watson Clinic for their specialists, especially in cancer and different fields. But I went to their walk-in clinic and got some drugs. So I decided I decided I was going to try to do the show tonight. If I get the coughing, I have to go get some cough drops because I forgot to bring some in. But here we are. So I'm glad I was able to do it tonight. I know we didn't have one last week, like I said, but we wanted to spend some time with some of the grandkids, and they were all over. So we pulled out the pool so they could play. That's what you get when you have a bunch of grandkids over. Guess what? You catch what they got.
I guess. Jeez.
Yeah. It is with us. I mean, now my wife's got it. She was like, she was bragging. I haven't got it. And now this morning she woke up and go, I don't feel good. I got a headache. And I'm like, so you got it after all, did you not?
You got it. You got it. You got it.
Yep. So we have James Parker's out there. Good to see you. Henry Scroll Saw Works. Aussie Man, Michelle Marcoux.
Jimbo's out there too.
Yeah, that's what I said. James Parker. Yeah. Yep. Lynn's handcrafted.
I said Jimbo. You said James Parker.
I know. I said James. I said James Parker. That's his name, dumbass. If you haven't figured that out by now. So anyway,
Chris has got a lightsaber.
Yeah, I was just going to say he got his lightsaber out.
So glad to see all y'all out there.
Looks like you had a lightsaber.
Lynn's Handcrafted Woods.
You're
Dan from Dan Angie Woodworks. Yeah, what'd you do with your lightsaber, Chris?
I don't have a lightsaber. I don't know what you're talking about.
There for a while you had a white line.
Yeah, there we go.
There it is. What is that?
There it is. He's oblivious. Use the force, Chris.
Use the force.
Use the force.
Oh, you know what it is? It's the driveway light.
No. There's
no,
something that came up in the screen, a cord or a wire, or right on your left side.
Dowel rod.
Nope.
No, not that.
No.
Not that.
Right in
Between
front of
you and
you.
the computer.
Right there, Chris. Right there.
Right
Right between you and
over
the
by
computer.
the N on your T-shirt in front of you. Something came up like this, like this.
And down. Yeah, and
Yeah.
down.
So we thought it
No
was.
idea what it could have been.
And down
There
this.
it is. It did it again.
Chris,
What is
you're
it?
using the force and you don't even know it, Chris.
Yeah.
I'm that good. I'm watching the
He's got the
replay.
force and they don't even notice. There it is.
There it is. It went across
Looks like
all
a
the way
cable.
across this time.
It's like a wire.
Wait a minute.
There's got to be a wire or something. There
There
it
it
is.
is. It's his
There it is.
lightsaber. It's his lightsaber. Yes.
It's a roll of thread sitting above the screen.
A piece of thread.
Oh my God.
See, we weren't crazy.
That is. Oh.
Well, it's so close to the camera, it looks like it's a stick,
It does.
even though it's a
It
piece
does.
of thread. Yeah.
Good. I thought I was going crazy.
Every once in a while, something would come up in the screen. It's really weird.
So, let's before we get going too much, Paul, tell us where we can find you.
You can find me at Paul's Messy Workshop on YouTube and Instagram, and maybe tomorrow you can find me over watching Al's stream at 3 o'clock real time, 2 o'clock fake time. And no telling what he's going to be doing, but he'll be doing something.
And Dixon.
I'm Dixon Hoffman. You can find me on YouTube and Facebook, and I shut down my website, so no more Hoffman signs and decals because I'm not making nothing for anybody unless the price is right.
I was going to say, if they offered you mucho dinero, you probably would change your mind. Jim.
Jim Bashir's Driveway Workshop, working on winterizing the office in the back of the garage so I can work out during the winter. So I got some that thick foam insulation I'm putting up between the rafters to fix it so I can put a heater in there or put the heater back in there. That's about all
Chris.
I've been working on.
Again, Chris here at the Old Cranky Workshop. I did not get blown away from the hurricane. Actually, we got off kind of easy. So we were prepared for the worst, but we didn't get it. But no flooding, no loss of power. But man, did it rain.
Yeah. And Al.
Al Forte. I guess I'm working in Maker Shop, Kilroy 79763. Just for fun, guys. That's all it is. It's fun. No matter what you do it just for fun, right? I mean, what else can I say? Great to be here.
Yeah. And ditto with the hurricane. Everything north, west of us, west coast of Florida, got decimated up there around the Panhandle, Big Bend area. My daughter and son-in-law went up to Perry and Stanahatchee. They have a hunting camp up there in that area. The campers that they have on the place fared good. There was no electricity, no water, but they had several trees down that didn't really hit anything. They all come down, didn't hit anything, but they sent some pictures back. Actually, my daughter posted on Facebook of all the devastation. There's a restaurant we go to up there that I've been to, and they go to frequent a lot. It's kind of like a mom and pop country food. It's gone. When I say gone, it's gone. There's just a slab on the ground. It's totally gone.
There's a place in Tampa Bay St. called Whiskey Joe's. It's right on the beach. Well, the building, what's left of it is still standing, but the outside tiki bar, all that's left is the roof. The bar underneath was just washed away.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So
they say the water was up to the roof, 8 feet.
Yeah. They're going to try to go back up there next weekend and take see if they can cut down some of the trees and get them off off the property. So I might try to go and help them, but we'll have to wait and see how I feel. I know I got a shot in the buttock this morning when I went to the walking clinic. So But yeah, that should be. I should feel better by in the morning. So, but other than that, we got wind and rain. We were without power for about, I'm going to say, give or take an hour. It went out, and I was telling the guys, I got up, or I lay there, and I kept on thinking, it'll come back on, it'll come back on, it'll come back on. So finally, I'm like, it's not coming back on. So I got up, went out on the front porch where I had the generator and started running the cords, and got one cord just about inside the door, and the front porch light came back on, and I'm like, woohoo! So I just like threw the cord in the air and went inside and went back to bed. And so from that point on, we never lost power again. So we were without power for about an hour, but apparently our cable and internet, our cable TV internet's all combined through one place. They had a substation over that supplies us. We were without for over 24 hours. Cable and internet, and apparently the substation got flooded, so they had to get it all dried out and fixed up and everything before we could have power, or before we could have cable and internet.
Careful.
But other than that,
Our only issue is the power blinked a couple times. Shut off and right back on real fast, like 4 or 5 times.
They actually rolled.
It's
Yeah.
annoying
See-
because you reset all your stuff and then it does it again.
yep. Well, if that's what kills your refrigerator and your ACs, is that short cycle on and off, going to burn out your refrigerator and AC, yeah. Because it comes back on, that goes off, then comes back on real quick. It's still under pressure, and the compressor has to try to kick in again under pressure, and that's not good.
Oh, GitHub.
We had to cover up the generator in the middle of the night because it was pouring like crazy. But it didn't look like we were going to lose power. So, and it's outside, so I got to go out there and cover it up. So
Oh, yeah.
I might as well jumped in the pool. I was so wet when I came back in. This house paid for itself in that storm, that's for sure.
Dan Ingy said, Grubhub has arrived. I got Jim Boy's tacos.
And somebody's asking about your back.
Oh, my back, it's doing better. I have started, Paul, you don't even want to go. All right, the other doctor, I found out he's a quack.
Quack, 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 quack,
Yeah.
quack, quack.
Well, he was giving me the injections in L3 and L4.
Oh my God.
And I was like, why is he giving me injections up there? But I guess he's the doctor. He knows what he's doing. So I went to another specialist, spine specialist, because I just got tired of. I had a MRI of my neck done 3 months ago, and they have yet to address my neck problem because I had pain in my neck, just like Alan Paul give me all the time. No, that's a pain in the butt.
That was further down your neck.
Yeah, that's a pain in the butt. But anyway, so I have arthritis in my neck. This doctor it was a nurse practitioner, but she came and spent 30 minutes with me. She goes, you haven't even viewed the MRI of your neck yet? I said, no. She was able to pull it up on the computer from the place that did it once I signed the authorization papers, and they faxed them over to them. And she goes, you got arthritis in your neck. That's what's causing your problems. And I said, well, that's kind of what I figured, but it wouldn't be nice if you got an MRI that you were told that. You know, she goes, yeah, especially 3 months that you've had it and you haven't told you nothing. Anyway, it's just one thing after another. And finally, I changed doctors, and I'm not going back to the quack anymore. And so they said, why are they giving you shots in L3 and L4? That's not where your problem is. Your problem's down at L5 and L4 and L5 and S1. And I said, yeah, that's where the herniated discs are. And she goes, yeah, that's where you need the shots at. Down low, not up high. And I'm like, I'm not the doctor. I don't know what to tell you. So anyway, they scheduled me for shots that day. I mean, yeah, and they were taking 2 and 3 weeks to give me shots and I'm like, yeah, they wanted 2 and 3 weeks notice to give me a shot, and I can have them once a week. She said, we're going to give you shots once a week for 3 weeks, which I was supposed to have them Thursday, but guess what? Interrupted my shots. Yeah, the hurricane, Helen. or Helene, however you want to say her name.
Is that all?
Yeah, yeah. So they were closed Thursday and Friday because of the hurricane also. So I have to go Monday to get my shots. But anyway, and basically she said this, she read the MRIs and everything on my back and said, you have 2 herniated discs and 5 fractured vertebrae. So that's what's causing all your pain. But the shots, I will tell you this much. The shots, I thought the shots that they gave me in L3 and L4 made me feel good. The ones that they gave me in the right place was 10 times better. I mean, within 30 minutes, I got instant relief. Yeah. So big difference.
So did they put that right in your spine or just around the outside of it?
No, it's around the outside. Yeah.
Okay.
So they inject the. Yeah, they inject. Yeah, they don't know. They don't inject you in your spine. They put it around.
Yeah.
They have a fluoroscope that they see where the needle's going, and it goes into certain places around the spine, but they do not inject you in the spinal cord. It's around the area of that area, so to speak. And it gives you. I thought the other shots were great. These shots, and within 30 minutes, I started feeling all the difference in the world. Because the L5, LS1 is where the sciatic nerve is in my back, and it causes all my pain in my right leg, and my numbness, and my tingling, and all that other stuff, and the burning. So I was really hurting that day, kind of bad, and that shot. Within 30 minutes, the burning sensation stopped. And I told them, I said, hey, it's already stopped, the burning. And they said, wow, that's good. So I go back Monday. It came back, but she wanted to give me 3 shots once a week for 3 weeks to really get the inflammation and things under control. Then they're going to sit down with the doctor's going to sit down with me, not the nurse practitioner, and go over some things about where we go from here. Do I continue shots? Do I want to do an ablation and all this other kind of stuff? There's a lot to discuss. That the doctor is actually going to talk to me instead of coming in and saying, lay down on the bed and let me give you these shots. That's all he says to me. Lay down on the bed. You know? And the nurse practitioners, you get the feeling. Yeah, you get the feeling that she's trying to get the hell out of that room that you're in as fast as you can. They're like trying to turn patients the way
Maybe it's Russ.
Maybe it is. Maybe they don't like me. So, but I like this new place better. And the new place, if you get in excruciating pain, has a walk-in clinic. They have an actual walk-in clinic. You can walk in there, tell them you're in a lot of pain and you need some attention, and they will work you in and get you to see a doctor or the nurse practitioner. And if you need shots, they'll get them to you right then.
Man.
Yes, no wait.
That's a drug addict's dream.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, the only thing about it, say drug addict's dream, there's steroids.
No, I'm just trying to be
It's
funny.
not like they're doping you up with morphine or stuff in your back.
Keep going in there like a homeless person or something.
Yeah.
I don't feel good again.
Yeah, I don't feel good again.
I
Give me
got
another
hit by a
shot.
car again.
No, it's anti-inflammatory drugs, so they don't give you a buzz or anything. They just relieve the pains that way.
Thank you for following my line of ridiculousness.
Yeah, but it's not like if they give morphine away, heck, man, that'd be pretty cool. You can get addicted to that stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I get high with a little help from my friends.
Yeah, there you go. I get by with a little help from that.
That's my friends. Yeah.
Like the what was it? The I can't remember the name of it, but it was milk stores down there where you actually drove through the milk store. Farm something. Oh, I can't remember, but anyway.
Farm dairy.
Huh?
Farm dairy.
Farm to trunk.
Farm to trunk.
That wasn't it. I don't know.
Yep. We've got several places down here that you can drive through and buy beer, Cokes, cigarettes, all that kind of stuff. You just drive through and tell them what you want. They bring it to your car and you pay them.
When I was in the Air Force, I was at Keesler for school. That was the first time I'd been really far away from the house except for boot camp. And I I'm in Indiana, right south of Chicago, but I get in the car with a bunch of guys. We drive up to this thing. It's a liquor barn. I'd never seen anything like this. It's in Biloxi, right on the beach. We just drove in one side. They popped the trunk open. Guy says, "What do you want?" They threw the cases in, closed the trunk. We drove out another garage door. And I thought,
Yeah.
I said, we don't have this crap like this up by us.
That's
Get busted
we've
for
got.
that.
I mean, they don't sell liquor like that because they've closed all the drive-through. It's illegal now to have a drive-through in the state of Florida as far as liquor. But you can sell beer and you can drive through, but beer or wine. But these stores are literally that way. They're a building with two garage doors, one in the front, one in the back. You drive up
That's
to
how
the
this
teller and tell them what you want. Like, let's say I want a 12-pack of Bud Light. She'll bring the 12-pack of Bud Light. You pay her for it. She'll hand it to you. And you don't even step out of the car. She'll hand it through the window. You put it in your car and drive off. Or I want a carton of Marlboro 100s in the box, and she'll hand them to you. You pay for them, and you drive off. So it's.
I think it was
or you
farm
can,
store.
yeah, you get Coke, Coke, Pepsi, and all the drinks, Gatorade, anything like Mountain Dew, anything like that in there too. Milk, you can buy milk. They get milk by the gallon. You can buy. It's pretty. I've used it before years ago, but I haven't been to one in a long time. But I know the 3 of them that are within 10 miles of me around here. They're pretty popular in South Lakeland. I guess all the rednecks like them. They drive through on a Friday afternoon in their high truck and buy beer, go home and have a beer.
Farm?
They can't even get out of the truck to go get their beer.
Yeah, pretty lazy.
Stays
What you got? Anything, Paul, to show?
Nope.
Dixon, you can show off your small trucks.
Yeah, I can show it. I showed the panel earlier. I have these little
Those are really nice. Dixon.
vehicles that I 3D printed. There's a whole
Can
plate
you
of
sew
them.
them out, Russ?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, look, he's got treats for all of us.
Treats for all you. Yeah, these are edible, 3D printed edible old vehicles that I 3D
Is it
printed.
just me, or is there a drug theme protruding through this show tonight? Edibles now?
Edible resin. Edible resin. This is a 192 pickup truck. Real old one. Call it a 192. Oh, if I could get that.
Steel?
I don't know why that doesn't.
Now you designed them yourself and resin printed the.
Yeah, it's actually too much work. Well, I got all kinds of things, and I'm getting I'm going to set up a store in a couple of years. When I turn 65, I can't make no more money. I make too much money, so I don't want them to take away my Social Security.
Yeah.
Take it
So
away.
I'm setting up
You
for it. I'll
gotta
have a
pay
store
tax on
later
it.
on with all my 3D prints.
They won't take it
But
away. You just gotta
like
pay
Al
the
was
tax.
saying, it's crazy. If you can find one of these that they used to make in China in the 70s, you can see them on some HO scale train layouts. They're getting carried away. They want like $20-some for these things and go from 20.
Oh, I've seen them more than that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen them for more than that.
Yeah.
We have a Tractor Supply company down here, and they serve a lot of farm stuff at their store, and they have a lot of little HO scale cars and trucks and tractors and farm vehicles that they sell there in the store, and some of theirs are like $20-$30 just for those little trucks.
Supply? I got to check
Yeah.
that out.
Yeah, Tractor Supply.
We have one here, right here down the street. I have one.
Yeah, we've got them here.
I got to look.
Yeah.
Dixon.
But then again, I'm not
No,
paying $30 for a little car.
No, but they've had them in there. I think it's more like Christmas time is when they put them in there.
Sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
Menards started making. I have a long semi trailer with a backhoe and the tractor, and it was only like $12. The whole works.
Yeah.
Menards got into it, and he's cruising over to China, and he's competing with Lionel trains.
Oh, nice.
Because he's got the box cars and everything. You can get them for $15, where Lionel charges like from 100 to 125 for each O scale unit.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
the brand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The name.
Jim, you got anything?
No,
Just
the only thing
about
I've been
it out.
doing is the garage. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Chris,
Chris.
you got anything else?
Nope.
Al?
I've just been fiddling with the lady. I mean, I've been cutting up, literally
Okay.
cutting up frames.
Fiddling with the lady. Yeah, that didn't sound good.
Yeah, well,
How does your wife like the lady?
You better explain to people what you're doing.
but I'm trying to get right in the back end, trying to get it all put together and stuff. And I don't know, that's why, Paul was saying we don't know what we're going to do. I received these little connectors for the Enterprise, so I can continue forward on that project. I have some lighting issues, but anyway, the point is with those connectors, I don't even know what I did with them. I guess they're behind the curtain, but they're tiny. They're tiny. I mean, tiny, 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 tiny. But anyway, I might be working on one of those two things, but I've been working on the lady, I guess.
Is that the big metal one?
Hashtag
unfinished project. All right, so real quick, I designed this as an STL and Corel Draw and took it into Tinkercad and turned it into a 3D object and printed it. The little
that goes
tabs,
on the door sill?
Yep, the little tabs hold it on the door.
There you go.
And
nice.
it hangs down on the door casing. And so it looks like that. But these little tabs that are on it, they hold it on the door casing. So I saw one of these online and I said, oh, well, I can make that. And I took it into Corel Draw and made it, like I said, as an STL, and then took it into Tinkercad and turned it into a 3D object. This is one of my skeletons I made. Or skeletons, pumpkins.
Are you going to put LEDs in the eyes? It looks like
I've thought about that because even my wife said something about that. But he's got a little top where you could actually. I thought about after he's got a little top for him.
Yeah.
I didn't like the way that they did the top. They should have made like a line around it. Yeah, like a brim so it would hold it in place because it don't just slide off.
Put a lip on there and
put a lip
on
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I will. I can take it into Tinkercad and do it, but he turned out pretty good.
Yeah.
This is all done on my. Well, some of them's done on my V400. Some of them was done on the Racer. That's a funny looking skeleton or pumpkin. Why do I keep saying skeleton? It's pumpkin. I like the lips on that one.
It reminds me of somebody. I don't know who it reminds me of.
And then I've got the one with this kind of a scary face. My pumpkin patch. Another evil.
He's starting to look more like a Grinch face. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Somebody stuck the Grinch face on a pumpkin.
Yep.
Yeah,
And then I made a smaller one of that face first. I don't like him so much. I made the bigger one, and then I've got a devil of a pumpkin.
Wow.
Did you get those on Maker's World or
Thingiverse.
Thingiverse?
Yep, they all come off of Thingiverse. I just typed in Halloween pumpkins and a bunch of them popped up, and I downloaded the ones I liked. A lot of them they had really uneven when you took it into
your slicer.
Yeah, the slicer. What's the name of what I use?
I think
Cura.
you use Cura.
Yeah, I use Cura. When you took it into Cura, the way that they made the bottom of these, kind of like this one.
Yep.
See how that's made?
Yeah.
Which is fine, but you don't have a lot of places, and you have to use either rafts or whatever to keep this thing because it's not a lot touching. Once it gets up so far, it wants to come off, and so I just started where I just drop it down just a tiny bit into Cura and make the bottom flat. I just push it down below the bed just a little bit and flatten it out. And I don't have to have a raft that way. And it really doesn't take away. You really don't notice it. And it sits really nice. So that's what I do on most of these. Most of all of them. Yeah, see how I lowered that one? but I didn't lower it so much. And then you don't have to have the raft. I did a little ghost. All these are for Halloween decoration. And this one's the one I really like, the cauldron. It actually has a little skeleton that I'm going to try to use a toothpick and paint that's on the bottle. There we go. I can turn
There
it
it
right.
is.
Yep, you can see the skeleton on the bottle. But what I like about this is the bottle actually screws with threads onto the potion. And the actual potion is another piece by itself, and it actually twists into the cauldron. So you print the cauldron, the potion. You can make it. I had a like a lime lime green that I was going to use, but this was already in the printer, so I just used this green, and it actually snaps down in here and locks into the cauldron, so they all three lock together.
You can hide your $100 bills in there.
Yep.
Just make
And
sure
nobody will know.
That looks ghoulish.
Yep. So this is some of the stuff I was playing around this week with, since especially the day of the hurricane. I have all my printers on battery backup, so if the power went out, I have time to either get a generator on them, which I have a small generator I can put in here or run in here, but either that or most of them have the recovery. So in other words, if the power goes out, they can know where they. But the problem with that is if you're like halfway up a pumpkin and it sits there and gets really cool and then it starts printing again, that those two going back together don't really like each other.
Yep.
You might sometimes you have issues with that. So,
But
just playing around. Yeah. I mean, it will work, and I've done it, but I've actually had them break, and I had to glue them back together with super glue because they split right there at that.
That egg that I did, I had a power outage, and there was definitely a line across. I mean, that's a better scenario than just a bump there, but I had a line there, you could tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, this thing. And that was a restart. And honestly, I can't. Oh, here it is. Yeah, right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, it just didn't quite do it, but
yeah. But I played around with them during the hurricane during that day. We really didn't have anything but some wind and some rain during the daytime. It wasn't until that night when it got really nasty. So during the day, I just played around with it. I printed like some of these pumpkins only took like 3 hours to print, so it wasn't that bad. So I started them, and 3 hours later, that was finished, and played around with them and had a good time. Gave me something to do to keep me busy.
Yeah, I spent most of the time in my den working on model airplanes.
Yep.
Couldn't be in the shop because all my equipment was stacked up against the back wall off the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Just
just in case.
Yeah.
See,
We
we
get
have
flooding,
to do
but it
that
was
when
all
winter
okay.
starts. Then we have to start doing that. You guys do it when it rains out or you get hurricanes, but we have to do it when it starts snowing and blowing.
Yeah, I've also lived through nor'easters, so I wasn't too worried about this.
James wants to know if we can send some pics in. No, because it's already 8:34, and trust me, I'm not. With this sinus infection, I'm not feeling the greatest tonight, so I'm pretty well not going to stay the full hour. We'll probably go to 8:45, and I'll call it a night.
What about for next week?
Yeah, I'm saying.
yeah, we can start setting something up for next week. Right.
We can either do pics or we can. Chris had some other ideas that I haven't went over yet, but
the show is a good idea.
Yeah, if y'all can find anybody that wants to come on the show, I sent out a couple of emails to a couple of people that have been in the past and been on, but I haven't heard from them.
Have you tried the ghoulish one himself, Dr. Paul Bear?
Paul Bearer. He's kind of backed out of all that. Yeah, he had a real rough time. COVID pretty well put him out of business. He ended up having to sell his appliance store and quit the business
I
totally.
thought he just put some white walls on his hearse.
He did. He's still got his hearse. He likes his hearse, but as far as he destroyed his Dr. Paul Bearer castle in his back of his shop, it's gone. He tore
All
it
we
all
need
out.
is the hearse. That's all we need.
He tore it all out and tore everything out and threw it all away. He's pretty well disgusted because of the situation. And once the COVID came around, it pretty well put him out of business. Not only Dr. Paul Bearer, he wasn't getting any more things to do and making money off of that, but also his appliance, his main source of income, appliance business went down the tubes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would have thought COVID would have helped his Paul Bearer business foster, but
no, it pretty well.
Chris got it.
I got
Chris got it.
Yeah, it pretty well raked him over the coals. He just got totally discombobulated. I felt bad for him. It's just like,
no kidding.
yeah.
So then, what are we going to do about pictures to be sent in?
Yeah, we can do that next week.
Okay.
I want to do that.
So have Jimbo do that?
Yeah, James, if you want to send them in, go ahead and send them in. Yes, you can go ahead and send them in this week, and we can have them for next weekend. And you can send them to contest at simplywoodencreations.com. So go ahead and send them into that.
Right, contest at simplywoodencreations.com. Send photos for next show.
Yeah. Maybe by then I'll have a project done.
There we go. Yeah, I might have something too. I don't know what it is.
James posted, I don't know if y'all saw it or not, go to his page. He did a couple of scroll saw airplanes.
Oh,
airplanes.
I saw him.
Maybe that's what he wants to show off.
Yeah. That's what he showed. So, but it's posted on Facebook. Just go to James Parker on Facebook and you'll see his airplanes that he scrolled. They're pretty cool. I saw them.
Yeah, I did too.
The other day. But yeah, send your projects in for next week and we can do that. And also there was something else I wanted to do, but I'll make the announcement this week about it. Hard to think.
Was that yawning I heard?
Yeah, it's yawning. I'm getting tired.
It's night time.
He says he did 2 more today. Maybe that's the ones I just posted.
Oh, I did 2 more today. Okay.
No, yesterday. This was from yesterday that I posted, but he made 2 more today.
Ah, cool.
Yeah.
okay. This is weird. You find a piece of paper with a date written on it. It doesn't say anything up with the date. Is it an appointment? Is it to be someplace?
Other day, I found 2 or 3 pieces of paper on my desk that I'd written a phone number down, but there's nothing to say who it is. Or, I would have to call the number to see, hey, who is this? By the way, I got your number, but I don't remember your name.
Monday the 30th at 10:30. I'm supposed to be someplace.
Well, Monday at 1:15, I get shots in my back.
Ooh. They tell you it's your back. When they make you bend over, it's going someplace else.
Yeah. No, I can feel where they're going, and it ain't someplace else. It kind of burns and stings. The actual needle going in really doesn't hurt, but when he starts injecting the whatever he's injecting, the steroids or the whatever, the anti-inflammatory medicine, it kind of burns. You can feel it.
Yeah.
It's not bad, don't get me wrong, but it does kind of burn. You ever had a tetanus shot? To me, those are the worst. Those burn.
God, I hate those things.
Yeah. Yeah, I
never really keep track of them. So I was at the doctor's office once, and Amy was in the other room. We both saw the same doctor. And he goes, "When's your last tetanus shot?" I said, "I don't know, 4, 5, 6 years ago." He said, "Well, I know you're working on your house. Let me give you another one." I said, "Okay, give me a booster."
Yep.
10 minutes later, he comes in from talking to my wife. He goes, "Yeah, you had one last year, you idiot." So, well, I guess I'm really topped off now. So
Yeah. No, as long as you don't get them back to back, you can have. Yeah, you can't have too many of them. But yeah, I there for a while I was pretty well tetanus shot up too because every time I turned around I was getting cut or something and getting a tetanus shot.
oh, you know, working on an old house, the risk of hitting a nail that was put in 150 years ago,
Yes.
it's not going to be quite clean.
Yes. Yep. Trust me, and you don't want to take the chance because I know somebody that did, and I'm trying to think of his name. He was on the show. Him and his daughter lived up in Tennessee or Kentucky, somewhere upstate in there, and I can't think of his name to save my life. Anyway, he got cut by a rusty piece of tin working on a job and didn't think anything about it until a week or two later when he couldn't hardly get out of bed. And they rushed him to the hospital and come to find out he had tetanus. And it just about killed him. And actually, he never recovered fully from that because he ended up, he was the guy that drank Red Bull all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. When we went to some of the woodworking, like the woodworking show in Atlanta, and then we went to the Klingspor thing in North Carolina, he would have a Red Bull in his hand and a Red Bull in each front pocket.
Who was it?
I'm trying to think of his name. And I can't think of his name to save my life.
That's called addiction.
Yeah.
Anybody heard
I
from
think
John
his daughter. I think his daughter was named Amy, if I'm not mistaken. I keep on wanting to think that, but anyway, he never recovered fully from the tetanus. Matter of fact, he had to be in a wheelchair, and then he turned around and because of drinking so many Red Bulls, he had a heart attack.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can't drink that garbage.
yeah, he was in his I'm going to say early 50s, if not late 40s, and he's gone. See ya. You know, I was thinking about some of the woodworkers we've met. We've lost Patrick from Patrick Woodshop.
Yeah.
We lost who was the turner out in Los Angeles that we lost? Big guy.
In L.A.?
Yeah, he not Los Angeles. He was in Nevada.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah, Braxton.
Braxton.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Braxton Bowl right there.
Yeah, we lost.
Braxton.
We lost John Shafter also.
Yeah.
Yep, John Schaffner. Yep.
And was it
So-
Dave Gagney recently?
Brenda.
Brenda here on the show.
Damn.
Yeah, we've lost quite a few woodworkers. I think Braxton was the really scary one. Is because he was just seemed like there was nothing wrong with him.
Yeah,
And within
it seemed fine.
2 or 3 days, I heard he was gone, and I'm like, what?
Yeah. David Gagne, he just died
Yeah.
in a motorcycle accident.
Yeah, so we've lost Patrick. Patrick had a lot of health problems. He didn't let people know. I talked to him a few times, and he opened up to me. He was very obese. That's one of the reasons you never see him sitting there. All he ever saw of him was his bust because he was very obese. And then he lived on NyQuil to sleep at night. He would drink a bottle of NyQuil a night to sleep.
Man, really?
Yeah.
Kill your liver.
Yeah. So so he had a lot of health problems that a lot of people didn't know about. But
I don't know if it's an industry thing or a hobby thing. A lot of these folks just don't take care of themselves.
yeah, I know.
Brilliant artists, I'll give them that, but you got to take care of yourself too.
Well, here's the next thing. With Braxton was overweight, and I think Braxton found out he had diabetes. But if y'all remember, Braxton lost a lot of weight there before he passed away. So he was trying to get healthier. Yeah, I think he must have had. I never did hear what he passed away from, but I think he must have had like a heart attack or something to take him out so quick. Yeah.
It's just crazy that people don't take care of their health. I mean, I was never the best, but I've always been an athlete, so I'm on the cusp there. I could be an
Yeah,
idiot when it comes to food and drink. I know when it's time to stop that for a while.
yeah. Let me see real quick.
I drink too much.
But
So
and
does
then the
mine.
woodworker that I'm talking about, I don't see. I know she's a friend of mine, but I just don't see her
She.
list of friends. Well, his daughter.
Oh.
Yeah, his daughter. Because I was invited to go to the funeral, but it was in North Carolina, and there was just no way
Jerry?
I could make it. Jerry? Yes.
Yeah.
Jerry.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I forgot about Jerry. Jeez.
Yep. We lost him. That's the one I was talking about. He's the one that had tetanus. Yeah, he had tetanus to begin with. That was his primary thing that took him down.
There.
Yeah. Yep. It put him in a wheelchair. He never did fully recover from tetanus.
Man.
It did too much damage before he let it go too long before he went to the hospital and got help because he didn't realize what he had. And tetanus, I got news for you. If you don't get the shot, you can still die from tetanus. There's people that die from pneumonia today, and that's a very curable thing. So if you wait till the point, and which he did, maybe he'd already started having muscle atrophy. In other words, his muscles in his body were starting to not work from the tetanus. He almost waited to the point, but that he would, he was dying.
I mean, I'm usually pretty good at it. Even last year, though, a cut on the back of my ankle that I wasn't aware of got infected.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, didn't you get sepsis from it?
Yeah,
Yep.
my foot was all swollen up. And
I told my brother-in-law, Dennis. My brother-in-law Dennis did the same thing. He was wearing high top boots in the summer heat with long high socks, and he, his ankles and legs kind of sweat during the day, kind of itched, and he accidentally scratched himself with his fingernail, and within 24 hours, his leg started swelling to the point his wife looked over and he was like, "Wow, I can't get my pants on from his leg swelling so much." She goes, "Dude, look at your foot. We're going to the hospital." He had sepsis. Yeah.
Jeez.
Well, luckily I have a nurse I sleep right beside every night. So.
Yep. He was. I mean, as soon as I looked down and saw my leg starting to swell, I would have known something was wrong. He kind of was in denial that anything was wrong. And that's the kind of crap, like with Jerry, that's the kind of crap that'll kill you if you get into that denial state. Oh, it's all right. I'll be all right. It'll go away. No, it won't.
It's one thing to be the tough guy, but you have to know when to stop being a tough guy, and go get it fixed. So.
Yeah, James is getting out of here. Yeah, we're fixing to cut out of here ourselves. Yep.
Like your car, you can drive it on a flat tire. It's not good for it, but you can do it.
Yeah.
You have to replace the rim.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You got to know when to handle these things.
Yep. Saying that, I did something that was we went in my boat, and when we come out and we were on the way home, the wheel bearing went out on the front on the front left tires axle. And so we were like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And I said, you know what? I said, let's see what happens if we took the tire and everything totally off and put it in the back of my truck. And the axle was a good 10 inches off the ground. That one tire seemed to be supporting it, especially since it was the front. The rear supported it, and my front and the trailer hitch itself helped support it. And I said, let's try to limp this thing along home. I'm not going to go very fast. I'll run 35, 40 miles an hour. And because we were going the back roads, we weren't going the interstate or anything. And let's see if I can limp this thing home. By George, we drove all the way I guess
on 3 tires?
On the 3 tires, and brought that boat all the way home. And I kept stopping every once in a while and going back. We pull off the side of the road, like there'd be a 7-Eleven. I'd pull in the parking lot and get out and go back there and feel the single tire that was holding up that one side, feel the hub. Yeah. And it never even got warm.
Good.
Nice.
Wow.
It never got warm. And we brought that boat all the way home without having to call the towing for it. But like I said, I only drove 35, 45 miles an hour. I kept it real slow and kept checking on it. Oh, yeah, your tires.
Yeah. I forgot about them.
Bring you some tires.
There's two sets of tires. They each have removable hubs.
Cool.
If I can get it off, and I know they're kind of hard to see. They're made out of TPU, which is a rubberized material, and actually that's pretty hard. And then I made the little ones, which was the regular size, the way the trailer comes. I think this is from the trailer, but it too has a little bitty hub in there also, like that.
Huh.
So yeah, it just all fits nice like that. You reminded me when you said tires.
All right, guys, we're gonna cut out of here.
Time to pull the plug.
I'm not feeling the greatest yet. I'm gonna pull the plug on it. So James has already left. Thank you all for being out there and watching tonight. Send your pictures in this week, and we'll go over what people have made. And guys, get off your butts and make some sawdust and make something this week so you can send the pictures in,
Or make little trailers.
or make little trailers. One of the two. So, yeah,
I should be able to work tomorrow. The shop is pretty much back together. So
yeah. I'm hopefully by Monday morning, especially with me getting the shot today, and then I'll start my antibiotics tomorrow, and I have that good cough syrup with codeine in it. I should sleep good tonight, and
No kidding.
Rest well.
I'm hoping that by Monday I'll feel better and be able to do some stuff too. So I can 3D print. I mean, there ain't a whole lot to do that. I go in there and put it in the Cura and slice it, and then bring it in here and stick it in the machine and walk back and go to bed and set my alarm clock for 2 or 3 hours and the pumpkin's done. So I can do that. So, yep. All right. So, good night, Jim, Chris, Dixon, Al, and also good night, Paul. Even though he's not here, he left.
Good night,
Good night
Paul.
to all y'all out there.
Good night, Paul boy.
Yep, Lynn and Aussie Man and Michelle Marcoux and James Parker and Henry Scrollsaw, all y'all guys, thank y'all for watching. Listen, if you're too darn busy to get out in your shop and make some sawdust, you're either lazy or either don't give a flip, but you're too darn busy too. So get off your butt and get out there and make some sawdust. Just give me sawdust, lots of sawdust all around me and everywhere. I like it flying all around my shop and even in my beard and hair. Good night, everybody. Thank you for watching, and God bless. Oh, yeah.
you don't have to go home, but you cannot stay here.
Nope, you got to get out.
And if he hasn't given you the phone number yet, you're not getting it. So
That's true. That's true. That's very true. Good night, everybody.
Night, gang.